Okay guys, so now we're going to go into slipping, which when you become proficient in striking, slipping and head movement is super key on becoming a very efficient and effective striker. This is something that you got to practice from day one until the very end of your training, okay? So we're going to practice our slipping, and we're going to slip on our left and our right side. The first thing we want to practice here is when we're in our stance is taking very small motions with our body when we slip. We don't want to do big jerking movements that are going to expose our body to getting struck, kicked, and etc. You want to make sure that your body is always very tight and very proficient with all your movements. So when I'm in my stance here, if I'm going to use my left shoulder to slip to my right, I'm going to slightly turn my shoulder, cut a very small angle, maybe just an inch or two, and just barely get offline of the punch that would be coming towards my head. Here. Here, here. Notice that when I slip, there's a very small movement in my legs, very minimal bend in my legs, nothing crazy, okay? I'm not dipping down here, and I'm not jerking my whole body to the side. I'm keeping my hands up, they will slightly drop, and I slip, and I slip. My shoulder's actually gonna help cover me too in case that punch still ends up hitting me. So I slip. Same thing when I go to the other side, my left side. I'm going to turn the shoulder slightly, and I'm going to slip. I'm going to slip nice and tight. So I go to the side and slip. Again, my hand has to slightly drop so I can see where I'm going and physically move my body out of the way of the punch. But I always make sure I cover with my shoulder. I slip. Slight bend in my knees, slight rotation of my knees. Get past the punch. Get past the punch. So typically when you see this drill, we slip to our right and our left simultaneously. Very simple movement. Once you find a rhythm here, you can continuously do this drill for a substantial amount of time. You just want to get those shoulders nice and loose. A little bit of motion here. Slip, slip. Hands are back up. Slip, slip. Hands are back up. Visualizing like you're slipping past a punch. So now to give you guys an example with my partner. With Sophia, I'm going to lightly throw a jab at her face and she's going to slip. Her hands are up, I throw a jab in slow motion, she slips. I throw a right hand in slow motion, she slips. Notice that the slipping motion is very small, okay? It's not a big motion at all, it's just enough to get out of the way. So I throw the jab and she slips. It's key to try to get the arm to literally glide right across the shoulder, almost across the face, so you're tight enough that you can ultimately come back and counter. She'd come back with an overhand right, she'd come back with an uppercut, she'd come back with a knee. Okay? Same deal with the right hand. She barely slips out of the way, she grazes, she has my body available here. She can come over top also with an overhand. She could also knee me, either side. She has a lot of openings. Okay? So now in real speed, but also still putting everything together, we're going to go jab, cross, hands are up. Jab, cross, she's out of the way. Different angle, hands are up, I go jab, cross, out of the way. Hands are up, I go jab, cross, out of the way. Again, hands are up, jab, cross, out of the way. Okay? So again, the key thing here is to keep the body tight still, roll the shoulder slightly, and just barely get out of the way to clear the distance that you need in order for you to counter and get out of the way of the punch, and that's how you slip.